Hi everybody, it's Amber Amethyst, and today we'll be discussing musical theater. I've been a fan of musical theater for so long. Actually, was one of the things I studied when I was in college, was well, theater in general. The irony of it is that I have never been casted in a musical, despite really wanting to. The college I went to, they never did musicals. It was always a bunch of straight plays. They did 4 year, and I don't think they actually did a musical until the year after I graduated, which is kind of like, of course, it would be the year after I graduated, we finally do a musical. This stage group on campus did a few cabarets, but that's like as close as I've ever gotten actually being in a musical. But I still have hope that one day I will be casted in a musical, and like every other aspiring actress, I have dream roles I would play. Pretty much at this point, I will be glad to take any role that they would give me. I'm still hoping that maybe some of these shows that I want to be in will be auditioned for in the future. And so these 13 shows I'm going to mention, these are not necessarily my favorite musicals, because there are a lot of musicals that I would love to be in and would love to be in, but either due to the fact that they're probably never going to be done, or just the fact that there's really no character in the show that I could actually play. Before we get into the top 13 dream roles, I have a few honorable mentions because there were a lot of roles I really want to play, and of course not all of them would fit on 13. Some of them are Eliza Doolittle from My Fair Lady, Mary Sunshine from Chicago, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, Mary Poppins from, well, Mary Poppins, Morticia Addams from The Addams Family, Grisabella from Cats. This actually was originally in my top 13 until I remembered a different one, but I actually liked it a little bit more, so I put her now as an honorable mention. And Joanna from Rent. I actually don't really like Rent itself, but Joanna's like my favorite character from that show, so if I ever got to be that show, I'd want to be her. Those were the 7 honorable mentions, so let's go ahead and get into the list. Number 13 is Extraordinary Girl from American Idiot. That is the rock opera from, so if you remember back in 2005, I think it was, 2004, 2005, back when I was like a junior / senior in high school, Green Day released their American Idiot album, and I absolutely loved it. A few years later, they made it into an actual musical production, and of the characters I would like to be is Extraordinary Girl. I think she is, in my opinion, the best female character in the show. I like some of the songs that she sings, and I just think of all the characters in that show, she's the one that I would like to portray. And so that's why it is number 13. Number 12 is Violet from the musical Violet, and I think I really like her songs. They're really sweet and touching, and I like the character as a whole, and I like the message of the play. So when I heard about this musical, I listened to this on my way, and I really just fell in love with that song. I've been listening to that song quite a bit lately. And now it's something like, this is a character I do want to play in the musical. And that's why it's at number 12. Number 11 is Daisy from Sideshow. This is another one I just found out about recently, and I've been listening to a story about conjoined twins who work in a sideshow, and they have dreams, they have totally separate dreams. One wanting to be a star and the other wanting just to have a regular normal life. I like both characters. Actually, I wouldn't mind being Daisy or Violet, but if I had to choose between the two, I do think that Daisy's a little more interesting, and I really like her song Private Conversation that she sings with Terry. Just because that song itself made me want to be the character of Daisy over the character of Violet, and so that's why I chose it. Number 10 is Pippin from Fellowship, the musical parody of Fellowship of the Ring. I came across this show by pure accident when looking up the song concerning hobbits on iTunes, and I listened to it. It is hilarious. As someone who is a fan of the Lord of the Rings books and movies, as well as someone who has knowledge of musical theater, even though I have not actually been in shows, I did do theater all throughout high school, theater classes all throughout high school, and I did study theater in college. So pretty much a lot of the theater jokes they make in the musical are absolutely funny. And one of the things about it is there's only one female playing a female, and that is Arwen, because Galadriel is being played by a male, and the characters of Pippin, Gimli, and Legolas are all played by females. But my favorite one is Pippin, just because it's like pretty much the most energetic character. She has the best song. It's a Hobbit thing. I just think it's just absolutely funny, and I just would like, of all the characters in there, of the pretty much the 4 female roles you could pretty much have. Or I guess if they really wanted to, they could make all the characters female if they really want to do, except for Galadriel. I guess you could pretty much make all the characters females, but even then, the character I would really like to be in that show is Pippin. Who was ironically my favorite character from The Lord of the Rings. Number 9 is actually 2. It's either of the stepsisters from Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. I remember watching the Cinderella movie that starred Brandy on Wonderful World of Disney when I was a child, like 9 or 10, and there are like 3 real songs from that musical I actually remembered off until I listened to this soundtrack recently, which was Impossible, My Own Little Corner, and Stepsister's Lament. And it's because of that song that I want to be one of the stepsisters, because I just love that song so much. It really resonates with me. It's funny. It's a lot of fun. It's actually my favorite song in the show. And the stepsisters themselves are a lot more interesting than Cinderella. And they're very over the top, which I think would be a lot of fun to portray. And so for that reason, it's number 9. Number 8 is Carlotta from Phantom of the Opera. I know every other girl probably wants to be Christine, and yes, Christine has a lot of really great songs, including my absolute favorite song, Think of Me, but I just think that Carlotta would be a lot more fun to play. I just love, again, I love how over the top she is. I just think it'd be a lot of fun playing that character. I mean, she is a literal diva. Over the top, ridiculous character. She seemed like be a lot of fun, and again, very interesting, very lively, and I would really like to play that character. Number 7 is a 3-parter, and that is Crystal, Chiffon, and Ronette from Little Shop of Horrors. And so these 3 characters are pretty much even though they actually are characters in the show, they pretty much act as the narrators in the musical, and they have a lot of fun, catchy songs, and I just think it'd be really fun to play them because I think they do the most singing in the show. I actually like them a lot more than the main female character of Audrey, so I just think it'd be a lot more fun to play these characters because their songs are just a lot more interesting. Number 6 is a musical. I don't know if this actually is an actual musical. I know it was done at Disney World for a while, and I suppose if it could still be performed on stage. I don't think they've been done on Broadway or anything, but that is Esmeralda from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is my 2nd favorite Disney movie. And even though Belle's Beauty and the Beast is my absolute favorite Disney movie, I still put hers in honorable mention because of the 2 characters. I actually like the character of Esmeralda a lot more. So, I really love her song, God Help the Outcast. I would love to be able to perform that song at some point, whether it be just do a cosplay version of it or actually do it in the musical. I think in the musical would be a lot more fun because I'll actually be on the stage. I love that musical in general. I think as far as the music goes, it's my favorite Disney soundtrack thus far, so I would really like to be in that show. I'm not even sure if it's still played at Disney World, but I remember as a kid I used to say, when I grow up I want to be in the Hunchback musical show as Esmeralda, but I don't think it's even there anymore. But if ever it is performed on stage, that is a role I would like to play. Number 5 is Joanna from Sweeney Todd. For the longest time, I actually wanted to portray the role of Mrs. Lovett. But then, I do like Joanna's song, Greenfinch and Linnet It's really pretty. The productions, her dresses are so beautiful. And I just would really like to play this character. However, I don't think I'll ever get to play Joanna due to the fact I think I'm way too old for the role. And it doesn't really suit my voice. I think Mrs. Lovett's character would suit my voice a lot better. But maybe I will make a cosplay of Joanna's dress from the movie version and sing the song just because I really do like it. Number 4 is Glinda from Wicked. I really like Wicked, and Elphaba's an awesome character, but I think I prefer the songs that Glinda sings. Just a bit more popular. I really like that song. What Is This Feeling? Very fun, catchy song, and they both sing that song, but I actually do like Glinda's part a little bit better. I would like to perform that song and, of course, get to wear the really puffy pink dresses on stage. I love it. I don't know if my voice can really do Glinda. I think my voice might be more suited for Elphaba, but we'll see. So if I ever get a chance to be in Wicked, I get to choose the character, Glinda's definitely the one. Number 3, and this should come as no surprise to people who've been following my channel or people who know me personally, and that is Elsa from Frozen. I just read that this show is going to Broadway, and I'm super excited. Like, I don't know why. I'm probably never going to actually go see an actual Broadway show. Unless it's a traveling show. But just the fact that now that means that other theaters might eventually get to do this show, and the thought of being Elsa is absolutely fantastic, even though it's probably everybody else auditioning for what to be. Yeah, I get to do Elsa. I'm grateful, no right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. I would just love to be Elsa, because I just really love Elsa's costumes. They're so pretty. And Elsa's songs are very pretty, and just Frozen itself is such a pretty movie. And I got to see the Ice show a couple years ago, and that was amazing. And so I actually get to think of actually being in the production and just seeing like all the amazing sets and the amazing costumes, and then getting to sing as Elsa. Like, how great of a dream come true would that be? Probably only like maybe a 0.00001% chance of it happening, but it's not completely zero, which is better than nothing. So, but yes, Elsa is number 3. Number 2, and this is probably the most cliche female role that probably every other female theater actress in the world has said at one point or another they wanted to play, because everybody wants this role, and I don't blame them, because this character is so great, these songs are so great. And that, of course, is Eponine from Les Mis. What can I say? She's my favorite character in the show, she's my favorite character in the book, she's my favorite character in the play, she's my favorite character in general. So it's just, I know everybody wants to be Eponine. I mean, how can you blame it with songs like On My Own, Little Fall of Rain, her part in A Heart Full of Love, her part in One Day More, her part in the finale song. It's just a great character to play, and I'll probably be fighting every other actress at the audition for that role, and I'm probably not going to get it, but it's still a dream I dreamed. Yeah, it was a bit corny. And finally, for the number one musical dream role is Heather Chandler from Heathers the Musical. I've actually just only been a fan of this show for about half a year now, and I just love it so much. And my favorite character in the play is Heather Chandler. I just love her songs, Candy Store, The Me Inside of Me, her part in Yo Girl, her part in Big Fun, her part in Beautiful. I just really love her songs, and I love her costume. I mean, of course, I made a cosplay of it, and her character is just so much fun to play. I actually enjoy doing cosplay videos of her just because she's such a fun character to play. And so if I actually get to choose any role in any musical to ever be, it is Heather Chandler. And I really do hope that one of the theaters near me does do Heather's the Musical soon, so I can go in there and just, I might even go, I don't even know if I should go dressed in full costume, but who knows, I might. Or I'm just bring pictures saying, look, I've already got a costume ready for this character. And if they even ask what character would be, definitely go put Chandler down, because that is the main character would be. Heather McNamara is actually my second choice, so I'd be happy to get McNamara too, but I really want Chandler because I really love her songs. I really like the character, and I've already got a costume for it, and I look really good in red. So these were my top 13 dream musical roles. I thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like, saying, like, you can always subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.